Unbelievable. OpenAI has just released one of the most powerful tools in recent years. And with that, it has simply declared the death of many professions. And this will certainly impact the market, bringing a lot of despair, a lot of unemployment. But what are we going to do now? We are going straight to the OpenAI website. We will follow this launch and I will put my observations here. I will tell you what you should do for yourself. Simply not to get screwed by this new OpenAI tool and try to use it to your advantage, okay? Let's go straight to my computer screen, but first comment below. Are you worried that artificial intelligence will take your job? Comment below because I want to know. Let's go. Straight here to find out how this tool works. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, go.
I felt that sense of joy and excitement. I hadn't felt that in a long time. Maybe not since GPT-L2. Me neither. That was one of those amazing moments. It was an incredible moment. Over the past year, I've been refining this model to make it more accessible. Okay, the image is being generated. As you can see, let me see, it seems to have captured all the text. I don't see any typos, which is good. Okay, it's amazing to see an image generation with precise text. It shouldn't be so impressive, but we've been waiting for so long.
And guys, if you notice, he put a prompt up there here on top, and this prompt, it's simply inside the chat. All right. And he put a lot of writing, a lot of characters, and these characters were perfect in the image. So besides a good resolution, he simply placed the characters there. But what's interesting, for those who work with image programs with artificial intelligence like Midjourney, like Flux, you have to write the famous prompt, right? So you have to go there, write that prompt, create a realistic image of a person and everything else. You make that more detailed prompt. Right? Here, he is talking to the chat as if you were talking to an employee. Look, I want you to create the image this way. I want you to do this. But you're having a conversation. You're not there putting in that whole descriptive prompt. It's a new way of creating. And that old version 3 you had before, forget about it. It's a new format. It's a new model, which in fact it is included within the OR, within the model. Or look, there's not a single error. There's no little letter. That had some problem, which usually happens. Sometimes it's almost perfect. Then suddenly there's an error with some character or another that ruins the image. Here, it came out perfect. But we've been waiting for so long. And when it happens, it's like, wow, this is so cool. And the number of things this image had to get right in the instructions, like what do you want to be focused on? Not that it should be a point of view image. And where are we? So I kind of gave text. That's it. Look how interesting, folks. He placed the notepad here in the first person, meaning it's the focus of the image. And in the background, the blur. It's like when you take your phone's camera and you do that bouquet effect where you're in front and the background is blurred. So he intentionally placed it there for the artificial intelligence to do that. Incredible. Impressive, but we've been waiting so long. And since it happened, it's like, wow, this is so cool.
Yes, and the number of things that this image had to get right in the instructions, like what you want to be focused, not that it should be a point of view image and where we are. Then it came from what the text provided. That is still amazing to me. Yes, point of view images are difficult. This looks like what we see. It looks like you just took it. All right, well, I'm going to start my demonstration by taking a selfie of all of us. So give me a good expression. Yes, okay. And I'm going to send it to ChatGPT to turn it into an anime frame. So in this case, it's not just capturing the context of my command text, but also getting this image. And we can use both to produce a really beautiful image for us.
And look, he's just chatting with the chat. He didn't type a prompt there that you would normally say to Midjourney, Flux, Leonardo, a diagram, and so on. He simply said, look, take this photo I sent you and transform it, right? Keeping the characteristics, but in an anime style. In other words, it will try to maintain the consistency and characteristics of the photo.
This is possible because we trained it as a human model. So, it's a model not just of language, but of images, audio, all modalities. Of input and output, it understands them, can integrate them. And it can, work perfectly these days. And we dedicated a lot of effort to, and there are useful products, like the advanced voice mode, where the audio works perfectly. And now that's it, where images work perfectly across the board. It's so cool that we're finally reaching this truly integrated model, a final modal that does everything. Yes. And in this case, it gives the user much more control, because I might want a specific style, or I might want to use a specific previous image that I have, or a design pilot, or something like that. And they can provide all this context to the chat. You can simply use all of this and produce what you want. It becomes more controllable. Oh. All right, you can already see the sky behind us. The plans. By the way, this goes live today on Jack and Sora. I think the launch has already started, so if you also want to make an anime version of yourself, you can do that now. Yes, I think it's already available for all professionals. Great. And it should be completed soon. It will also be available for free users.
I see, I have my little construction there. Look, how cool he has it here. Let's start with the skin color. Look how it respects the skin color how it respects the characteristics of the image. Look at the plant here in the back with the plant, here in the back, the window, and the blue of the sky. Here too, the curtain here as well. So it turned out perfect. Then comes the issue of unemployment. You could hire an artist to do this, but if it's so easy, so accessible, and so quick to do this, the question is, would you hire or better? Do you believe that most would hire? Moreover, also a company. Would it prefer to have an app like this or an entire design team? Why have 6 design people? When you can have 2, you can have half. You can have 30% of your team. Look how amazing and at the same time concerning it is. Comment below what you think about my hands being redone. I admit, yes, cool.
What should we do next with this? We can make a meme with this. Turn this into a meme. This is in the speaker's game notes. What do you want? One of the common memes within OpenAI is skill, the AGI. I have no idea what I'll think about this, but I feel the AGI. Yes, and in this case, why is that anime thing so good? Yes, and in this case, the model is also seeing all the past context, and it uses all its knowledge of language and memes and everything else to give us a new version. And this nature of multiple interactions makes it even more useful for people, right? Kind of. I can request any edit I want. If it makes a mistake, I can simply say, hey, fix that thing. I think that, we're moving towards making this more like tools, not toys for people. I think I'm excited about that. Speaking of memes, how much do you think the forum knows about common internet memes? If we had chosen, I think it knows a lot. And when we initially launched it to people at OpenAI, most of what we received were memes from people. Tell us more about that. Yeah, I mean, memes were like one of the main use cases for this model in our internal version. And yeah, I was just thinking about, memes and why this use case with Dr. Look, it kind of touched the company. And what I realized is that, over the last 9 months, while I was working on this model, I was doing this kind of meditative exercise where I kind of look at all the images around me. And I realized that
how interesting it maintained the consistency of the image. It created a third image, a second image. It took the photo, created it in anime format. Now, in meme format, it wrote here, so it turned out perfect. It maintained the character traits. Anyone who creates images knows that the main difficulty is maintaining consistency, maintaining the character traits. And look at that. What perfection. Now the question, do you need a social media manager? If you can create this here, do you need a marketing company to manage your social networks? If you can already create this here, it's very complicated to release such a powerful tool like this out of nowhere, right? They released it out of nowhere.
Do you know all these images? Not necessarily the most aesthetic or beautiful images, but all were created with intention. They were all, like memes, all were created to, persuade, to inform, to educate. These are the working images that make up our daily life. And what excites me a lot is that I will be able to give this power to create working images to everyone in the world. In ChatGPT.
It seems like a good thing, but just imagine, they launched ChatGPT, which writes very well. Then the screenwriter got worried and is very concerned. It's also a matter for teachers, since you can converse, study, and learn English. So teachers are already quite worried about their job. Besides that, there's also the copywriter, who is the person that writes well. But then you have an artificial intelligence that writes well too. So this profession shakes, numbered. Then you start dealing with video creation. And then you have another group of people who work with videos. It could be video editors, people who manipulate videos, who create videos. And then you have another profession that is numbered. And now you create images with very good consistency, with incredible competence. Each of these professions is being taken down. The creative ones are being taken down first. Who will remain? The people who master this type of tool, right? I have a mentorship called Master Monetization of Artificial Intelligence. And for my mentees, I teach how to use these tools to generate up to 10 sources of income. In other words, you have to master these tools because the first people who will be out are those who fight against technology. I will leave the link in the video description and pinned in the first comment if you want more information about this. Let's continue here with the tests.
We are giving a much greater degree of creative expression and creative freedom than we normally do. So what we would like is for the model not to be offensive. If you don't want it to be, but if you want it to be within reason, really, let people create what they need and what they want. And maybe we didn't get the line perfectly on the first day, but we think that given what Gabby just said, we want to lean heavily into creative freedom and allow people to get the most skill out of this model. Yeah, we are excited to see what people will do with it. Yes, me too. All right, the meme we got, that's great. Okay, so thank you all very much. And we will have other people from PC to show things. If you have something, no. Sam, thank you. Okay. So besides building all the great research that was done, we really wanted to work hard to make this an hour? No.
What I want to know is the issue of censorship, right? because I believe they will continue to be politically correct. They won't allow the use of famous people. Now the question is, maybe not create famous people, but can I edit images of famous people? Let's see what they will say.
As our models become more capable, their ability to understand and process information is significantly improving, leading to a deeper, and more comprehensive knowledge of the world around us. However, despite these advancements, they have really only been able to express themselves in text or code, which limits their ability to fully interact with and respond to the complexities of real-world scenarios. And I think what's really exciting about this release is that now these models can actually visualize what they know and externalize it in a visual way. So the prompt I'm going to try is to make a colloquial manga page describing the theory of relativity. And just for fun, let's ask to add a bit of humor. How does it perform? Does the model understand visual humor compared to just funny text?
So he asked for a page as if it were from a comic book, but in manga style. Let's take a look. Look at that. The comic book scriptwriter is you also running now.
I think that given how vague this prompt is, it will be interesting to see. You know what kind of unpredictable things a model will come up with? It's really as if it's leveraging the world knowledge it has. Perhaps writing an extended version of the prompt and then giving us a cool image. But if you have a much more detailed idea of the kind of story you want to convey, in this type of thing, like a manga or an image, or in general, you can definitely do that. This model is exceptionally proficient at following detailed instructions, and in the recent blog post we just published, there are numerous fascinating and cool examples of Galera, including even the specific color of the comic book page, which is a kind of paper, but a slightly yellowed paper. Look at how truly amazing and impressive that is. We managed to make it faster over time, but yes, it's like the quality to time ratio, we think it's already great, and it seems that it gave us not just a bit of English, but a different language here. But yes, I think in general, we are hoping that the capability of this model to...
Look, it didn't make a single spelling mistake. Look, you can read it. Here it ended up in 2 different languages. You have to see this. Maybe here in my tests, I'll put what will be written on each page, but it's amazing. A manga-style comic with Einstein.
But also integrate precise text correctly. It makes it not just a tool for imagination, but also for learning and communication. He added a bit of humor.
Yes. I like the layout. Yes, definitely. Very colorful.
And a soft note, this is beautiful. Thank you, Alan.
So, the moon just showed us how much this model can shine in professional and educational environments. But what I love most about this model is how accessible it is for everyone. For someone like me, who doesn't have professional artistic skills, but still likes to express my creativity. To show what I meant, I prepared something special. Let's get started. So,
this is very important, right? Because at the same time, it will definitely end the profession. But people who are creative and didn't know how to draw, and now they learn to use artificial intelligence tools, these people will have a chance. In the same way that AIs that create music have shaken up the market, but people who don't know how to play an instrument, can't sing, but want to release a song because they have creativity, can compose lyrics. These people have a chance. So, who will have a chance? The person who studies, who develops skills, and learns to integrate artificial intelligence tools. In other words, creativity, artificial intelligence, and the willingness to integrate these things. Learn the AI tools and integrate them with your creativity. Then, for sure, you will have a...
I was waiting for the same trading card in my hand, in the hands that got our launch. I was struck by this trading card in my hand with which I got our launch, and I thought it would be really cool if we could design both in a compass. Chance. So, I took a picture of it in the morning. This is what it looks like. But instead of having the great kak in here, I would like to have my dog Sanji as the main character, and it's in a picture of the...
Look, see, he's going to combine 2 images. He took a picture of a card with another picture of his dog. And he's going to take this character that's in the picture here, which he will show here, and he's going to ask to replace it. He's going to take the picture of his dog and replace it with this one of the cat. You can merge 2 images. Look how amazing.
Yes, that's what it looks like. But instead of having the great cap here, I would like to have my dog Sanji as the main character. And this is a picture of my dog. He's cute, and it also includes some details I would like to see on the card, including the model's name, the year, and some skills I would like to highlight, and also Sanji's weight and height. And let's see what the model will create, because the big cat is Sora.
I have no idea.
I feel like Sora's trading card was designed by some professional designer, so it will be amazing if we can actually use our model to generate this. Yes, I think our model has evolved a lot in terms of very precise text rendering, so it will be super cool to see how well it performs with this detailed instruction.
Can I see the original card?
Yes. Oh, it's very beautiful. It was revised.
Do this for each release.
Yes. I think now we can make light with image.
Yes, we should definitely do that.
Yes, and yes, Sanji is practicing safeguard, something I've never seen him do in real life. But it will be cool.
Oh, there's...
Yeah, he kept the style is a bit different here, right? He made a super cool card, put his dog on it, but it has nothing to do with that other one, right?
Very beautiful, yes.
Yes, and he got all the stats right.
That's amazing. Thank you for letting me share this creative moment with you. And now I'm excited to move on to LU to show you more innovative ways to use our product.
Yes.
For you to create YouTube video thumbnails, now that you can create the image, you can put text there. And he practically like this, I haven't seen him make a mistake once. The text. Wow. The profession that was born, which is the thumb maker, the professional who creates thumbnails, was born and has already died.
With everyone today. So we saw the generation of Eleni Menchal today. I'm going to do something very special here.
And folks, when I say die, what do I mean? I mean, it will decrease a lot. It doesn't mean it will die. Few will remain, 20%, 30%, but 70% will die.
I will make a memory coin based on the generations of these two, and also on two other images that are in our background. So I will first copy the images of Alan and also the images of Meng Xiao, which is, what is it?
Look, she took all the images here, and he is talking about creating a coin. To create a coin with these images, let's see here.
The other two are the background that we showed here in the demonstration. So I would like to use a special X code here. As you can see, this special X code is a spring color because it is version 4.0, and this release occurs in the spring. So I would like it to be a unique color for us.
Besides, look, it's going to create a coin, and it took the color codes there so that when probably each one has a different color.
I would like to include the text 4.0.1 and today's date on this memory coin so we can make a keepsake for ourselves today. As you can see, this model is trained in a non-autoregressive manner. Thus, it is able to understand both the text and multiple images in the context and integrate them very harmoniously into a clone. So it is capable of, can you imagine how this clone will look based on this?
Not easily, but I'm excited to see.
Yes, me too. Me too. That's what I'm thinking. So we are seeing here, we have the 4.0 image generation, and we have the bear, which is an artistic bear there, the radio there, and also Alan's manga. And I was meeting Seiji.
That's so cool.
Wow, I thought it was going to create 4 images, but actually it took the 4 images and said, create a coin, and then it put all the images into one coin with the date. Wow, it turned out incredible, incredible, and scary. Comment below what you think. Cool. This is very cool.
I want one of those.
Yes, I agree. So now I'm going to make a transparent background. Why? We really wanted this coin to be printed.
Another important thing, you notice that it can evolve the image. So first you create this image, then you look at it, and now you say, now I want a background. Now I want you to change the color. So you keep editing the image.
We could have it physically for ourselves. So as you can see, the model can not only understand the context in a single interaction, but also understands the context across multiple interactions. So from today, we can interact with the chat in a more visual way. This is just a very simple example. Make a transparent background. You can also talk to the model, for example. Imagine how this coin will look on the reverse side, or we can make a unique color for Lan, Ming Chao, and me to have a different unity color for each one.
Besides making the background transparent, how good will it be at keeping the coin itself consistent between the two?
Yes, it is very good at keeping the editing consistent.
So this also means that you can use ChatGPT from today to do image editing and refining in ChatGPT using a liquid. Look how cool. It's keeping exactly the same image, just removing the background. So all those background removal apps are also unnecessary now. In the same way as Photoshop, Canva, everything is becoming unnecessary. So besides the professions, companies are now in shock too. And all this while maintaining the same ChatGPT signature. It doesn't have to be the most expensive one at $2,000. You can keep a $20 one.
Very conversational. Cool. Here. So we see the MOBA here, and now it's on a transparent background and maintaining consistency with the previous generation.
And they'll probably release at least a lower limit on the free plans too, right?
Great.
Yes, it's very cool.
Well, we are very excited to launch this to the world. It goes live today on ChatGPT only.
So guys, comment below what you think about this, all these issues with professions, the fact that you can simply do everything in the same environment. You can write your scripts, you can do your research, you can create your images, you can make your videos. Comment on what you think about this impact, which is one of the most important transformations in recent years. And if you want to learn how to internationalize your YouTube channel, this video here is for you.